The New England Patriots dynasty kept rolling along last night. It may not have been their most elegant Super Bowl win, but love them or hate them, the Patriots combination of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady remains the dominant force of this NFL era. John Yang looks now at the secrets of their success.
For more on the Patriots and their dominance of the NFL, Washington sports columnist Sally Jenkins joins us from Atlanta, where she covered the game last night. Sally, thanks so much for joining us. So, in the last 18 seasons, the Patriots have appeared in the Super Bowl 9 times. They've won 6 times. Last week before the game, you said the Patriots franchise was a snarling, unkillable monster. How did they do it?
Well, the first secret is Bill Belichick, who's quite simply the greatest tactician in the history of the game. He's got an absolutely encyclopedic knowledge of the history of football. He's got formations he can pull out of his back pocket, as he did last night, that just absolutely embarrassed a young, brilliant team. The most interesting thing that the Patriots did in the postseason was they just destroyed the 2 hottest young offensive teams in the league.
The Rams last night and
the Kansas City Chiefs with their quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who's the 23-year-old MVP of the entire league. He made those teams look like teenagers.
You talk about Bill Belichick. He is very secretive, but you were able to write about a little bit, give us a glimpse, a little bit of what he does in practice. And you talked about his attention to detail and always correcting things, always trying to get things right. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, if you talk to former players, people who've actually been in that building, and you have to really, scour for any little detail about what they do, but you can gradually sort of scrape together a little bit of a picture of what goes on inside that building and their practice field. And their attention to detail is so fine that one thing they practice is literally how to sprint back to the official and hand him the football between plays during the 2-minute offense at the end of the game, because they don't want to waste even a half of a second. And so they actually drill and repeat how to get that football back to the referee. So many teams, you'll see a player just toss the ball casually to the official, and it might drop on the ground and sort of roll around for a half a second. The Patriots don't do that. That's how extreme their attention to detail really is.
How much of the Patriots' success is Belichick? How much is Brady, Tom Brady, the quarterback? And how much of it is the combination of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady?
Well, that's a very mysterious question, and it's difficult to answer. Either one of them is like that game of Jenga, where if you pull out the wrong stick, the entire tower collapses. It's a very intriguing question whether without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick would have been quite the architect that he is, because Brady makes every right decision, and that's really hard to find among NFL quarterbacks. His supreme knowledge of the game really almost matches Belichick's. On the other hand, if you took Bill Belichick away, look how many great quarterbacks, like, for instance, a Tony Romo, play the game at a high level and yet never get to one Super Bowl. History is replete with guys like that, some of whom are even in the Hall of Fame and yet never won the big game. So it really is the perfect storm, the fact that Tom Brady wound up on that team. But it's also, I think, ultimately a testament to Bill Belichick's knowledge of drafting good unsung players. I think without that knowledge, Tom Brady's never on that team in the first place. And so you might come down a little bit on the side of Belichick is the most essential personality in that franchise.
Tom Brady last night became the oldest quarterback to appear in a Super Bowl, much less win a Super Bowl. Are there any signs that he or this team is done yet?
None. That's the scary thing. I've never seen anything like it, and I've done this a long time now. And a team usually suffers from exhaustion with winning. There's a heavy price to pay for winning. People don't talk about it very much, but it's actually quite exhausting. The demands on your time go way, way up. The distractions go way, way up. Success can sometimes really corrupt and ruin a team and their work ethic. Jealousies take hold in the locker room. Your salary structure gets all messed up. None of that has happened. The inner discipline inside that organization is truly remarkable. They never sacrifice their salary structure to hold on to a star player. They never do that. They never credit one player unduly to the point that it becomes a problem in the locker room. They have been almost religious on that subject. if you ask Bill Belichick why he doesn't give Tom Brady more credit verbally, which has been an issue at times, he'll tell you there's 52 other guys on that team that I value just as much. That's really an interesting aspect of the organization that's seldom remarked on, but I think is really the heart of that team.
Sally Jenkins giving us insight into the juggernaut that is the New England Patriots. Thanks very much, Sally.
Thank you for having me.